6th grade, for your puppet project, you should have already at this point completed a sketch of a front view and a profile for whatever the head of your puppet is going to be that you are going to be sculpting. And so you can see I've completed my sketch here, and mine looks kind of like a parrot, but you know, I'm sure everybody has their own unique design that they created. So now that we have this, we are ready to begin our sculpture. Everybody will be getting a piece of poster board that's rolled up like this and stapled on both ends. This is going to be, this is going to be the neck of your sculpture that you're going to end up putting your pointer finger through to make it into a puppet. Okay, that's how you're going to be like holding it. So you guys are all going to need this, because this is what we're going to be attaching on the armature, which is like the inside of your sculpture that you're going to make. This is what you're going to attach it on, kind of like this one that you can see here, right? So I have my little banana guy, and I have this connected onto the bottom of him. He doesn't really have a neck, so I just, you know, had to attach it on there somewhere, but my parrot will have a more natural looking neck than this. Okay, so you need for this not only the neck, but you also need some newspaper and then some masking tape. So masking tape, you need to make the most of it. We don't just waste it. So really make sure that you are preparing yourself some masking tape to use before you even get to that step. So my personal opinion is to tear pieces about this big, and then even tear them in half if you are able to. And then just kind of like set up for yourself. I'm going to set these on the edge of the table over here. Maybe I'll put them here so you guys can see them. I'm going to get like 6 or 8 of those all ready to go. Now, if you have trouble tearing tape, you're welcome to use a pair of scissors to cut the masking tape to kind of get that started and then tear it the rest of the way. Masking tape is not free. It's actually quite expensive, so please do not waste the tape. So I'm going to have, like I said, I have 6 pieces so far. I'm just going to get 8 pieces ready for myself. So then as I make my armature out of newspaper, I can just kind of start to keep that form intact as I need to. So I have my 8 pieces of masking tape ready. I have some newspaper. Now I'm ready to get started. Okay, so I need to be looking at my sketch, right, to decide exactly how I'm going to make this. So I want to make kind of like a ball shape, and you know, it has to fit on this. So you need to keep it pretty small. Like this is as big as they should be, or maybe even a little bit smaller than this, okay? So I'm going to be making like kind of like a ball shape for the head, like a rounded shape. But then I also need the beak to be coming off the front of it, okay? So I'm just going to start with a piece of paper. I can always add to this if it doesn't end up being big enough. And I'm going to try to, you know, create that form, right? So I'm going from 2D now to 3D. Okay, so I know that this looks probably kind of like nothing to you right now, right? It looks like a weird ball of newspaper that has 2 little points coming off of it. Well, guess what? This is the head that I'm holding on to. This is the beak, the top, the big part, and this little bottom part is the bottom part of the beak, like the mouth part. Okay, like this, that you can probably see down here. So now to keep this in, to have this form, I need to now secure some masking tape around this. So this isn't like you just slap on the masking tape and it just stays perfectly. It doesn't work like that. The masking tape, the way that you have to put it on, you kind of have to apply one end of it and then pull the other end around the newspaper to really make it stay in place. If you do not do that, your armature is going to be really bumpy and it's going to fall apart. So I'm going to do that a few more times. Anywhere that I have newspaper that's kind of like sticking up, like I have some up here at the top that's like sticking up, I really want to secure this area. So I'm going to set the end of it down, and then I'm going to pull it across that area and secure it on. Okay, so that's starting to, so look, I'm already starting to keep the form. Still looks pretty weird. It's obviously a work in progress. So I'm going to set the end down on this piece, pull it around. Okay, so as you're doing this, you might think, oh, well, there's this big bump over here. I'm just going to leave it because I'll fix that with the next step. You won't. You should fix it now. You should make it look as similar to the form that you want it at this point as you possibly can by adding either more newspaper or more masking tape to kind of rework that form. Right, so I have my mouth. So, you know, it definitely still looks like a ball of paper with masking tape on it, but you can probably start to see some similarities. Now, as I look back at my sketch, it looks like I need to bring the top of the head up a little bit higher and then start to come down to my neck. So I'm going to actually attach on my neck at this point. So I'm going to get some more tape ready.